Let's start with what I would deem the simple one, and that is Erik Karlsson. Right shot defenseman, $10 million salary cap for the next 2 years, but the bonus is paid,
Hmm.
so actual money is much lower. Is he safe or is he shopped in your eyes?
Well, real quick, I would like to say neither of them are simple, or none of these are simple. Um, that's just my 2 cents. But as for Erik Karlsson, I think it's shopped, but it wouldn't shock me if he's safe. I'll lean on on shopped because it makes the most sense to shop him out now rather than giving him the start of the season to kind of putter around again. If you're the Penguins, you want to. No offense to Erik Karlsson, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but you don't want to risk a decline in production or a decline or a further decline in production or a decline in skill set.
Mhm.
Um, you just don't want to take that risk. You want to just look at those 2 years and those numbers and say he had spurts of greatness. We all saw it. Uh, he can still bring that to a team wherever it may be. And am I picking a team? Because I got ideas on teams.
Yeah, if you said shopped, give me a team too.
I I think Vegas. I think
Vegas.
the Vegas Golden Knights. I mean, first of
Woo.
all, they take big swings on everybody.
Yeah, they
They
do.
already got Mitch Marner, and they're losing Petrangelo,
Yeah.
probably for his career. Suddenly, a spot on the top right side of their blue line is opening up.
Mhm.
The cash is opening up a little bit. You still have to do some gymnastics to make it all work, but that's where the retentions come into play. That's where
Mhm.
the moves of whoever's coming back to Pittsburgh comes into play. Listen, Erik Karlsson left San Jose because he wanted to join a winner. He's not getting that with Pittsburgh. Vegas they're a team that goes for it every season. One year it was
Mhm.
successful. Their first year was darn close.
Yeah.
Um, they're a team that is hungry every year, and I'll tell you what, play throwing the playmaking skills next to the playmaking skills of Mitch Marner,
Oof.
one way or the other, whether it is on 5-on-5 or on the power play, setting up Jack Eichel with Mark Stone floating around. William
Mhm.
Karlsson's looking for a bounce back year, and Mitch Marner, for what it's worth, is not looking for a bounce back year, but is just looking to dominate this season. Probably,
Mhm.
Vegas would be a scary team if they added Erik Karlsson, and I think that would, in my head, makes the most sense in terms
Mhm.
of they always go for it. He fits the role that is just opening up for them, and that he would look fantastic on an offensive squad like that.
Hmm. Yeah, that is an interesting one. I hadn't thought of Vegas. I don't know why, because they're the most perpetual big name hunters in
Yeah.
the entire league. And you mentioned winners. I could use the same word to describe their winning since 2017. They are the biggest perpetual winners
Hmm.
in hockey since their inception. So it does make a lot of sense. And, the retention thing, I completely agree. If the Penguins are going to wait until this season begins, you already have to retain a hefty amount just to get decent value out of Erik Karlsson. So I'm gonna agree with you and say it's shopped. I don't think he's gonna be in this lineup when it comes to the beginning of October. But I'm going in a different direction as far as where he ends up. Vegas is interesting, and I do think he will go west. I think that he will head west, but I think he's heading north a little bit too. And if you're looking at a cup contender, there are very few teams that are as built and as set as the Winnipeg Jets. They have the cap space right now. They need a little bit more offense from their blue line. They do have some standouts when it comes to the defensive side of the ice. I mean, Neil Pionk, Josh Morrissey, they got their guys over there, and they certainly have the talent on the forward side of the ice. But it just feels, and I knew we were going to do this segment, and I looked at Winnipeg and I was like, man, it just feels like if there's a team that he fits on outside of the Dallas Stars, but I know Jim Nill has nixed that enough times.
Hmm.
I feel like it's going to be the Winnipeg Jets.
I don't hate the Winnipeg option. The one thing I do hate about Winnipeg, I have two things I hate about Winnipeg. One, what was the percentage from the Athletic? Like 43% of players have them at like the top of their no trade list.
Yeah,
Some stupid number.
but here's the thing with the no trade list. Actually, go ahead, finish, and then
Yeah,
I'll do my thing.
the second one is I gave Winnipeg a lot of hope going into the postseason. I thought they were finally going to do it. I thought they finally had their year ahead of them. And Connor Hellebuck just doesn't know how to stop a beach ball on the road. It was proven in both rounds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Erik Karlsson helps that along.
No, he does not. He does not at all.
But I mean, other than that, let's say Connor Hellebuck finds his game on the road, and suddenly you have a real weapon there.
Yeah.
And Erik Karlsson does make sense for that. I also always pause on. I know I'm continuing to ramble while you had something. I also pause on guys going to Canada after they had already left, just because they kind of see the differences. And like I said, those no trade lists always come into play. They're always factors. And ultimately, for Erik Karlsson, at least, he will decide where he goes, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Well, Karlsson's been gone for a long time. So going back to Canada, I think, distance makes the heart grow fonder a little bit. But I will go back to the point that you made about that being atop of everybody's no trade list. Erik Karlsson has a full no trade list. He gets to cherry pick where he's going. But I think with that in mind, he's going to want to pick a place that is ready-made. He's not going to want to pick a place that it's like, well, I can join them and I can maybe see if things go right, if they get some good bounces. Like, he doesn't want to go to the Rangers, right? Oh. 2 years ago, they were in the Eastern Conference Finals. They just got Mike Sullivan. Oh, maybe they'll get back. No, he doesn't want to join that. And that's even without the fact that I don't think him and Mike Sullivan, it's not copacetic right there. But he's going to want to select a team that he feels is on the doorstep because he swung and missed whenever he waved it to come to Pittsburgh. And time is of the essence for him when it comes to winning a championship. Find me a team that fits more than the Winnipeg Jets. I don't think you can. Vegas is a good one. And I will say, if he does go to Vegas, by God, do not take Noah Hannafin off your top power play unit for Erik Karlsson. Erik Karlsson is far from a power play specialist. If I've learned anything in 2 years, it is that fact. But I think the thing is, we both agree that it's shopped, and I think we're both agreeing that if it's shopped to the Western Conference.
Yeah, I do see people discuss the Ottawa return. It's fascinating. It is a different organization now.
Yes, it is.
And it's I don't want to say better, but it is a growing organization now.
Yes.
I think that could be a wild card in that situation. I'm not going to put them in the race, but consider that a wild card for that.
If every other contender says, hell no, hey, you can always go home. You can always go home, Erik. You can always go home. So that's the Erik Karlsson of it.